fuck. I missed another one. Reach out, welcome back to Matchday Report. So, unlike the Chef Wednesday game that I just missed on its entirety, I at least saw the first half of this one, but unlike the Chef Wednesday game, we actually got a fucking result this time. So we beat Bristol 2-0 in some turn of events. I don't think we beat Bristol at home for quite a while, off the top of my head, but don't quote me on that. There's not a lot I know about past fixtures. So let's take a little go over, shall we? From what I saw in the first half, we were a little bit flat. We weren't too high intensity with 4 shots, 2 on target. They had the better chances than we did, and overall we just looked a bit shite. And then the second half rolls around, they make some substitutions, and I was like, oh dear, these don't look like fantastic subs off, just looking at it. I thought, I don't know about that. But it was the right call in the end. The substitutions were absolutely super the moment they came on the pitch, and changed the game around completely, turned it on its head. So every credit to Ryan Lowe, he got it right. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Of course, like I said, I didn't catch the second half because at that point I was well on my way to Manchester to go and see Bring Me the Horizon, so good stuff.
I hope you have fun.
Was it worth missing the game for? I'd probably say so, yeah, because we're only going to lose our next fixture, aren't we? So, yeah, 12 shots, 7 on target total. We had less possession, but, what's new? More fouls, what's new? Passing accuracy, again, lower, but in games where it's lower and we maintain less possession, we tend to be a little bit more direct in our attacking, and from what I watched in the highlights and whatnot, we were quite direct come second half, and that's why we got the result we got. Will Keane could have easily had 4 goals, not 2. So what does this take us in the table? Oh look, 12th, back where we belong. And Bristol occupy our spot of 14th. Well, our last spot of 14th. So 38 points level with Norwich, goal difference of course kicking us in the teeth. But everyone else here is just, they're not exactly on bad runs of form, but they're not exactly brilliant form either. So we could very easily catch back up and whatnot, but that's if we can continue to get results. Provided we play like we played in the second half going forward, I can see our odds of results being a lot, much more likely. However, it's Preston we're talking about. Let's give our heads a wobble. Our next game is Leeds away, so take that as you will. Yeah, this is our only home game of the month, our first home game of the new year, and I missed it, so unlucky. Right, let's have a look, shall we? Freddie Woodman, 7.5. Smart saves in the first half, which provided to be crucial. Denied Garner Hickman early on and produced a great reflex save to stop Knight's volley. Much needed clean sheet, indeed. Very good for his confidence, I'd imagine. Potts the 6 did enough on the day, moved to wing back in the second half, having played the first as a more natural right back. Story is 7. Bristol City had few opportunities in the first half, but were restricted to very little after that. Tommy Conway was kept quiet. Lindsay 6.5, a couple of shaky moments first half, but got to grips with the game, helped keep the clean sheet. Only North End's second one in 22 games. Holy shit, what happened to us? Andrew Hughes, 6. Tied off the pace in the first half, but putting us a enough shift come full time. Hughes made the EFL's team of the week, so I don't know if the EFL was in a different game or not, I'm not too sure. McKenna 6, struggled with his passing first half, but kept going. Basically everyone was shit first half and they picked up second half, apart from the off few probably. Whiteman 7.5, had a good game, got the ball, played his passes with relative ease all afternoon, got stuck in when required. Holmes a 6, replaced at half time as Law made 3 changes, operated down the right, got into dangerous positions on a few occasions. I thought taking off Holmes was a silly move to begin with, but like I said, it proved beneficial. Brown 5.5, one of the 3 players to make weight at half time. The skipper put the work in, but hadn't impacted the game much going forward. Did play 1 ball through to Osmajic. I don't know why he was taken off, but maybe Ryan Lowe's interview will tell us about that. Miller a 6, wasn't the constant outlet he can be, but had a few moments down the left. Saw a drilled shot saved towards the end of the second half. Osmajic a 5, a lack of first half service and involvement, saw him head off at half time. Bolts new. Had an opportunity when Brown lifted the ball through, but he got it all wrong. Rocky R7, some loose moments in possession but made an impact, picked up pockets combined with Reese and tried to be that creative spark. Telling you, Danish masterclass coming soon. Next page, Reese, an 8, good lord. Got himself straight into the game after coming on at half time, created a good chance for Keane, then provided the wonderful assist for the second. Lovely stuff. Keane an 8, the match winner, alive to the loose ball and kept cool head for the first goal. Then tucked home his second in clinical fashion. Was a threat all second half. Yeah, that's what we need to be as direct as Keane was. Challenging for the ball, winning them tackles, or just chasing that ball like it's either your fucking career and life depends on it. Because every time Keane seemed to have won the ball back to being that direct, we had a chance. The first one, of course, when he won it by picking up a loose pass to the keeper. Keeper's going to take it. Keane's too fast for the keeper. Boom, open net. What do you know? Just moments like that, if we're more alert, more switched on, more desire to get on the back of the ball, these kind of things can happen. So, fingers crossed that's the objective going forward. Brady, 6. Oh dear. Came on towards the end after injury to Pot. Okay, I'll discuss why that's bad in a minute. came on towards the end after injury to Potts and kept things tight down the left. Oh, and that's it. Right, I'll tell you why that's bad. We've just recalled. I was going to go over this at the end of the video, but I'll briefly mention it now. That Calvin Ramsey's been recalled to Liverpool because he played 2 games in the first half of this season, and Liverpool said that's not good enough, which is not good enough. So that means now right wing back options are limited to Brad Potts. No, that's it. It's just Brad Potts. That's literally our only pretty much natural right wing back. So. Shaky, shaky indeed. Because of course, Brady can keep things tight on the left, and then you can switch Miller to the right. But then that fucking stunts Miller because he's the left-sided player. And then Ryan Law's thing for this is saying, well, you know, Brownie and McCann can play a right wing back. No, they fucking can't. Brown can, yes, but only for country. And then McCann, I don't think I've ever seen him play a right wing back. So. They're not, you know, how we're fluent in English. They're not fluent in that position. It's not something we should be doing, you know. He says it'd be pointless to have another body work in the building when Potts is playing every game. Well, wouldn't it be a good thing in Preston fashion now if Potts is off for Leeds and he gets fucking injured or he does his ACL at Leeds and then we have no right wing back? Wouldn't that be fucking grand? But oh well. I'll discuss more about that in just a moment. We'll go through this first. Okay, Ryan Law's match reaction. Bold decision, said Ryan Law, on the half-time changes. We went into the staff room and at half-time and I said I needed to make the bold choices. We mucked in together and they were tough decisions, bringing people off at half-time, the captain included, and Dueno and senior pro Millie. I felt we just needed a bit more power at the top end of the pitch. I'm going to say, if you need power at the top end of the pitch, I think Millie more than has the power, but it's just that he's not involved in the game like everyone else is because we can't communicate to him properly. Millie was isolated a bit in the first half, and I felt whoever scored first would go on and win the game, and I wanted it to be us. Okay, now that's a first. We changed shape and went on the front foot. I said to the boys that if they were going to wait for something to happen and they score, then you are backs against the wall. Lo and behold, the decision paid off. But credit to the players. I think Keno, Mads and Emil, then Robbie coming on late. Credit to them boys. I thought they were fantastic. Yeah, fuck the rest. That is what I call real determination coming onto the pitch when you have been left out. It is not nice, but I made the bold choice and they performed and scored the goals. So I'm really pleased. Sometimes when you play front three, they've really got to be in the game at the top end of the pitch, and our front three weren't in the first half. They were causing us problems with Mehmet, that guy, coming inside of the back of Whiteman. We were trying to drop one of our midfield 8s down and we couldn't really get to grips with it, so I felt we needed an extra body up the pitch, and I thought, you know what, let's get Mads on as well as a 10 with 2 4s. Oh my god, it's almost as if he's read Twitter recently. Oh my god. Right, enough sarcasm. First off, I thought both teams were just waiting for something to happen. Obviously, we made the changes. We've gone on and won the game. We've had to respect them because they've got good play. No, we don't show respect. We went 3-5-2, and then we wanted to make sure we were on the front foot because we hadn't won in a couple of games. Why are we not on the front foot at all times? We didn't want to go out in the second half and it'd be flat again. The substitutions changed it. The atmosphere was more bubbly and the intensity was more. We were on the front foot with balls in behind and we scored 2 goals. 2 good goals. Tactically, we looked at it Tactically, we looked at it at half-time, and that is what I'm there to do. Where you been for the last fucking 12 weeks, boss? They will be disappointed. I might come knock on my office door Monday or Tuesday, but it's fine. It's not personal. Brown has been fantastic for us, and he is the captain. He's been struggling a little bit with a Nigel and Dueno. Those two, Duene's name next to that name's not great. Has probably played more games than he's played so far into a season. Millie's up there on his own, and the language barrier can play a part sometimes. Yeah, not sometimes, boss. So these are all good players, and they were made up at full time with their teammates clapping the fans. As everyone knows, I like a front two, but when you've done it well in a 4-3-3, it's sometimes to get the best out of Liam Miller higher up the pitch and Dwayne Holmes. It is important you try different things and went back to being a bit more. It's important you try different things, and we went back to being us a bit more today. There you go. Right, I'm blind. We went 3-4-1-2, if you like, and it has paid off. I am pleased for the defenders, and Fred, he kept us in it first half and made some great saves. Fred has been in a good place in the last week. He has just been solid, so fair play to him for getting himself in that good place because he's a top goalkeeper. So basically, yeah, we was right. Yeah, he was going through poor form because he felt like shit. No surprise. Okay, carry on. I think when the players are flat on the pitch, then maybe the fans can get them going, and when the fans are flat, the players have to get them going. When they really get behind the players, they stand up and be counted for. I know we've got to do our bit on the pitch, but it is massive for them. They really hear it and focus on it. The lads were talking about it in there. The fans were excellent second half. First half was a bit flat, and that is fine. It is up to us to make it better. We did, and I think the changes changed it, but they've got a real part to play for us. especially at home, it is important they continue to get right behind the players. And we've heard this all before. It has been hard. The flip it is sometimes hard. I think the changes definitely did. We get more attackers on the pitch, and it's a mutual thing. I get it. Sometimes it is flat, but we've got to lift each other and stick with each other. We've been doing that for 18 fucking weeks. 18 weeks we've been doing it for, and it's sometimes got us a draw. A draw. Well, it's another. I guess I'll take the win. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to complain. We have won the game, but at the same time, I would just like a little bit more, not modesty in the interview, but a teeny bit more genuine honesty, because we say this week in, week out. The fans rally us on. It's not for the lack of trying. We had our chances. We're solid and resolute. We're a bit more like us. What do you mean we're a bit? Who are we? When you was asked the identity of the football club, you was like, I don't know. Has he got coaching badges? What is us? That's what I want to know, because in recent weeks we haven't seen that. If us is what we was like at the start of the season, then why don't we just do this every week? Granted, no one gets injured. Because we was doing the same thing for 7 weeks. We won 7 in a row. Hear me out. No one got injured until that 7th week. Injuries come along. Other players come back from injury. We change it up. Oh no, the form wobbles. Revelation. We suit this and that, and him and him and him. Kind of. That's what I'm trying to say. We try and change it up week in, week out, and it doesn't fucking work. And lo and behold, we go back to things that were similar to what we did at the start of the season, and we won a game. Oh my god, it's almost as if it makes fucking sense. But what do I know? I don't have any coaching badges. Right, Liverpool confirmed Calvin Ramsey recall as Preston North End boss explains transfer decision. Okay. Let's listen to this, because this I read this on my way home from work, and this rattled me a little bit. It is unfortunate for Calvin. He's a fantastic lad. His attitude, application, he did everything right. We had to get him up to match speed for the championship, and he had a setback when he first came. He played QPR and did okay, but his first game for a while, he came on against Middlesbrough at half-time, so he had some minutes. Lo and behold, he got COVID after QPR, missed 2 or 3 games, and then was out of the squad. Ooh. All of a sudden, he found himself out of the squad, and the lads who were in there were doing well enough. The squad was the squad, and the bench was the bench, even though the bench wasn't getting utilised. You know, Potts runs himself into the ground week in, week out, and he needs a rest at the end of some games, and you don't think to put this lad on. Strange. We had a chat, me and Calvin, and I said, look, we're not leaving you out for a reason. You got to force your way into that squad. The squad's the squad, pal. It's settled. He was fine with it, no problem, but I think we've come to a mutual agreement with Liverpool that he's not playing enough minutes or getting enough game time. Yeah, it is probably best that he goes back and potentially may go out on loan again somewhere else. So yeah, from me, the staff, the players, the football club, we wish him well. We were expecting him to be fit and ready early in the season. We'd agreed to sign him early doors from July, blah blah blah. He was hoping to come on pre-season tour with us for 2 or 3 days to integrate with the group, but we couldn't get him there because he had a bit of work to do. And when he did join us, he weren't fit enough. He had to go back and reassess. He wasn't our player, and we're governed by what Liverpool wanted to do. We've got a great relationship with Liverpool. No, you have a great relationship with Liverpool, up the mighty Reds. And both sides did everything they possibly could. It was important for Calvin. He just wanted to go and play some football. So we wish him all the best. I said to him that it might be a good loan in terms of what he has to deal with, to use as experience, because sometimes you don't go play football and learn that side of it. But do you not think he gets that at Liverpool? The guy's not going to burst into the first team anytime soon when they've got players like Alexander-Arnold. But to be fair, Trent is currently injured. My guess is, well, from what I've heard, he's expected out for about 3 weeks, give or take. So, calling back Ramsey now, maybe he can be a bench option for Liverpool for the next 3 weeks. But then after those 3 weeks, he's probably going to get no fucking game time unless he goes out on loan before the end of the transfer window. So, what's the fucking deal? The only reason, in my opinion, he wouldn't have got recalled if Trent weren't injured. But that's, obviously, it's pure speculation. Well, you know, what do I know? But, yeah. Good loan for him? No, because you can deal with an injury at your parent club. This has nothing to do with, got nothing to do with him and his injury. He's just, we sign him, he's injured, he gets fit, and he gets fucked by COVID. So there's nothing we can do about that, unfortunately. He's just been very unlucky. But it is what it is. So let's finish this one up. So it'll be important for him to take on that ball, or take that on board wherever he goes, whatever he does, blah blah blah. We wish him all the best. He had been fit. The first time he went back was for setback, but he trained every day. He came to us in November time, and the last few weeks when he was available, it was fitness. It was fine. Yeah, COVID, but in terms of fitness, it was an issue because he wasn't fit enough to be selected. He was then fit and available coming up against Middlesbrough, starting against QPR. After that, he wasn't, and it had only been last week or so he was back fit. So yeah, unlucky. Right, Now, this interview doesn't mention it, but there was another interview that talks about fucking, the stance on not replacing Ramsey. Let's read this one, shall we? Okay. Ryan Law. No, because again, Brad Potts has obviously been one of our most consistent players for 2 years now. He's been phenomenal, whether that is at right wing back or right back. He's robust, plays week in, week out, so there is no way that you can sort of have another one in the building that's a cost, so it isn't going to play. That was the case with Calvin, where Potts is our main right back and wing back, depending on the formation. We've got players, as I say, who can cover those positions, so there is no real need. We want Calvin to come early doors to push the two of them, but Potts cemented the place a long time ago. Now, if Calvin was with us in pre-season and form had dipped or whatever, I mean, form did fucking dip, then it may have been different, but he wasn't, hence why there was no real need for another right back or right wing back. Potts could do that job fantastically, and has done. We've got one or two players who can fill that position, Brown and McCann, he was referring to there, and I do not agree with it. I will constantly say that. And whether Ramsey's recall may free up money on a loan for elsewhere, Law said potentially yes. Lewis Lee, I am pleased for. He did fantastically well at Bromley and has now a chance in the league, which we wanted. He's gone to a fantastic football club in Crewe, and we'll monitor him to see how he does. And maybe one or two others will go out on loan as well. I hope they do. We have wanted a bit of interest. We've had a bit of interest in Patrick, but again, it'll be down to where he wants to go and what he wants to do. Won't be forcing anyone out. Then, as I say, one or two may come in the next week, and you know what? I'm not playing enough, and there's an opportunity for me to go on loan. Providing it is right for us, the team and club will have a look at it. Until that, there will be no news really, and one of those names better be Robbie fucking Brady. And if it's not, then maybe send Ben Woodburn on loan, or get a couple more of the Utes out there. Philippe or Noah. Just send some fucker on loan, please, I beg you. Get Patrick on loan because he's not going to get minutes. And if he does get minutes, they're going to be very, very sparse. Because even with Watmo out currently, we've still got Cunningham on the bench to fill some shoes. So I don't see anything working out unless we tell someone to get the fuck out for the rest of the season, so we can bring someone in and say, right, do their job, but better. So sit on the bench, but look prettier. But then again, it's, like I said, that's my stance on the transfers. Obviously, the board and Ridsdale, Ryan, and everyone else on the fucking internet will have a different stance on what we should be doing compared to what we are actually doing. But what do we know? Okay, so like I said, good result from what I've seen. I don't agree with a majority of what has been said post-match here. Whether that being why we made the changes and we decided to do this and this and that, which we should be doing this all the time. I've been saying it for nearly 20 weeks now. And that's a long fucking time, Jesus. So yeah, like I said, we can't control anything, but if Ryan Law has recently downloaded Twitter, because he says all the time, I don't look at social media, I don't see the social gander, my kids tell me. Something tells me in the last couple of weeks, Ryan Law has downloaded Twitter and he's seen a little bit of backlash on there about himself, which will not help his head, of course, but at the same time, he will see some suggestions provided by some of the fans, and he might look into it and go, oh, you know what, that's not a good idea, that's a good idea. And he's gone and implemented it, and oh, lo and behold, we've won a game. It's almost like we sort of know what we're saying. It's not like we've been football fans all our life, much like he was a player for a long time, but oh well. Yeah, that's it from me. Dankoshon. Leeds, we play on Sunday, 12:30 kickoff. I might be able to get the video out same day, probably not though, so I expect it on the Monday if not on Sunday. And yeah, that's all from me. I'm not going to make a separate video about Ramsey because I've said it all in here, so yeah. Dankoshon, and I shall see you all eventually, soon, maybe. Bye.